Hello everybody and God bless. So before I get into this dream, I just want to say a little background. So on the Bible app that I post a lot, there are different plans on there and stuff. And if you see my previous videos, I've shown that they have plans, like reading plans. And I had picked a faith one of devotional faith, and all it showed was just scriptures. In this devotional was literally just scriptures, and I was just like, I would like to do it with a few friends of mine. And so I sent it out to a couple of friends of mine to see like if they would want to join with me. And literally like all we're doing is just reading it and then just reflecting on it. Like it's not some deep study. Like I'm literally just listening to it and then whatever stands out to me and posting it. And so I had sent it out, and then right before I went to sleep, and so basically a friend of mine, she had approved it. So I knew she approved it, and then I went to sleep. And so in my dream, I had a dream and I saw that she was going to faithfully do it every single day. And the reason why she was going to do it, and I believe like she was going to do it because she did want to do it, like just to like connect with God. But another main reason was because she is my friend. Now, I knew that this wasn't saying that if my other friends didn't do it, they're not my friends. It was just confirming her that she is my friend. It's funny because a couple of like weeks ago or something like that, I think I was talking to somebody, I don't know, but I was just like, everybody in our group chat, like it's been confirmed to me in some way that they are my friend. And then when I said that, I was like, wait a minute, like technically it's been confirmed to other people, because there's 2 people in our group that I've never seen prophetically as my friend, including this friend being a friend of mine. And so I was just like, it would be nice to like see confirmation on my own. Actually, no, there's 3 people that I personally haven't seen. They've seen me, but I haven't seen them. So I was like, I would like to see that. And so I think this dream was just like, well, here's your confirmation of this friend. And she's a really great friend. I love her so much. I honestly, when I talk to her, I feel like I'm talking to a little sister. And so, so the dream was just confirming like, yes, she is your friend. And I just want to point that out. It's not saying that the other people, if they don't do it, they're not my friends. It was just confirming her for me. And so I just wanted to point this out because God is so amazing. Like he literally will show you who your friends are, show you who, you know, people are in your life. And it's really amazing. So really just have faith in him to lead you and guide you on who to connect with. And if he points those people out to you, I do recommend fighting any urges to break it, because what God puts together, no man can separate, right? And a lot of times we read that and we're just like, oh, that's just about like spouses and things like that, or like being equally yoked. You just think about that as being spouses, but it also comes down to your friendships. So being confirmed that she is my friend, I do need to, you know, try my best to make sure that our friendship stays solidified. I've been extremely busy lately, so I haven't been talking to her as much, but I do, you know, I'm not just ignoring her. Like she's literally my friend, and I do reach out to her as much as I possibly can. And I've talked about friendships before. I've talked about covenants with people, and how Leviathan, in my Leviathan video, I put a link to my OneDrive, and I have a write-up, and on that OneDrive write-up, so I have a Notion write-up of Leviathan and I have a OneDrive write-up, and they both have 2 different information. So please go and look at both of them and watch the video. So in the OneDrive, I talk about how Satan hates covenants, and Leviathan, he works to, you know, break our covenants. Was one of the things that he like really wants to do is break covenants, because Satan hates them. So it's like, oh, let me, you know, please my master or whatever. And so when you have covenants, and I know I've talked about this before, but I want to bring it up again. When you have covenants with people, you have friendships with people, and all of a sudden you're feeling like a burden. A lot of times it's a burden. Like me personally, I am genuinely busy, but I don't feel this burden. I don't feel like it's breaking my friendship with this person. I genuinely am busy. But if I find myself being like, oh, I'm just so burdened, I have to talk to this person every single time, and I just need to take a nap, I just need to sleep, I just need to, you know, have some me time, and like a burden, if I could say that, that is most likely not of God, and you need to rebuke it and seek God and ask him, where is this coming from? Like, what is it? Where is it coming from? And how do I break it? And then also, I recently learned that when you were in the world, don't just completely forget those characteristics of yourself. So when I was in the world, and I talked about this on my testimony video, I was a people pleaser. Now what I didn't talk about was I also was a Jezebel, and that would always influence my friendships. And so I recognize that. So I know that if being friends with these people, especially the people that God has confirmed to me specifically, I think 4 out of my 6 friends has been like actually confirmed to me. And so I know with those 4 is even more more important that I don't, if I start feeling those urges to like be petty, to like feel burdened because I feel like I'm being insecure, or I feel like I'm falling into being a people pleaser, I know to just rebuke that and just be myself. Because if God put you together with somebody, it's like they're gonna love you for who you are, and you're gonna love them for who they are. And so you just gotta like fight those squabbles, fight those things. And if you have any issues with a friend, definitely bring it up, unless it's literally something that you're just like, okay, this is 100% satanic, like this has nothing to do with this person, it's literally just the devil trying to like whisper in my ear and make me upset. Like yesterday, I got upset with a friend of mine, and then I was like, you know, this is this person's personality, and you know, it's whatever. Like I literally was just like, it's whatever, you know, I'm just get over it. And so I didn't bring it up because I was like, it's literally just me bringing it up to you. What is it going to do? All it's going to do is just make you feel insecure and want you to like go into a little shell again. And right now we've reached this level of you opening up to me and me opening up to you. So I recognize that me being upset with this little tiny thing is not coming from God. Like it's literally just something that if I bring this up, it's just gonna hurt our friendship, is not going to fix it. And those are things like you really have to be led by God on that, because there could be something else that you could be like, oh well, this is little, it's not going to hurt our friendship, but then it's like you're not led by God, and God's like, no, like if you don't address this, it's going to build and build and build, because it really does affect you, it really does offend you. Now this instance with the friend of mine yesterday, a different friend of mine, this was literally so small, and I knew that it was something that was not going to build and build and build. I knew I wasn't going to be cynical about it, so I was just like, there's no point in me bringing it up. So I hope that makes sense. Just like really be led by God, and when God confirms friendships to you or any kind of relationships with you, definitely fight the hardest to keep those together, okay? And then also Satan, what he does a lot is he'll send somebody in your life, right, to distract you from the person that God has in your life, okay? And I had watched this movie that was like beyond stupid. Like, I'm gonna be honest, like it was the dumbest movie I ever saw in my life, I think. Well, the dumbest Christian movie, so-called Christian movie that I ever saw in my life, I think. And so in that movie, these 2 people got married, and the pastor was like, what God puts together, nobody can take apart. God put you guys together. And they did not pray about this. They didn't seek God about it. It was just the fact that they got married. They were like, God put you guys together. And it's like, okay, I understand. Like when 2 people get married, that's it. Like you're stuck. And even if you guys get divorced, like you cannot remarry unless that person dies. So I get that. Even if it wasn't a couple that God was like, okay, this is your person I have planned for you. Because that's always going to be the same. But my point is, before they got married, okay, before they got married, there were so many red flags. Like the person wasn't even saved, things like that. But it was just like, well, God wants me to get married because, you know, I'm a female. God wants me to get married. And so therefore, if I get married, then God put us together. And it's like, no, what happens is Satan will send people in your life, most likely, like God forbid, or rebuke in Jesus' name, and will convince them to create these bonds with people, create these yokes, get married or become best friends, do all these things. Because when you're tied to somebody, when you have a soul tie with somebody, it's going to affect you, okay? Especially if it's satanic, it's going to affect you, okay? So, and if you don't recognize that before it's too late, and when I say too late, it's like if you're going to get married, then that's the too late for that. But if it's like a soul tie with a friend, what I mean by too late is maybe till death, or until the person that God actually intended for your life has completely just, they're gone. It's too late for you to connect with them again, and you literally have to just wait for a very, very long time until they come back. I hope that makes sense. But basically Satan will send people sometimes Satan will send people in people's lives to distract them from these covenants, distract them from these things. And I recently saw this video about this lady, and she was talking about a friend of hers, how she was so, I mean, it wasn't a friend of hers, but it was another YouTuber. She was talking about her and how she was so strong and connected with God and was adamant about the mark and was like, don't take it, da da da. And then she met this man who was marked up, got married with him, and then turned around and completely turned on everything they said about the mark and things like that. And that's what Satan does. So make sure that when you connect with people, when it comes to relationships or just friendships or anything like that, you're not being led by your flesh, by the lust of the flesh. So like, you know, you wanting to be with somebody like that, or you just wanting a friend and all this stuff. Make sure you're not led by that. You need to get to a part in your life when you're like, God, I am so okay with it just being me and you. I'm okay with that. I'm okay. And God will be like, all right, bet. But guess what? I got these friends for you. And I got all these people for you. And you're going to be like, okay, but at this time, since I'm so okay with it just being me and you, I'm not going to worry about me being friends with somebody else and then like it completely changing who I am. Because that's what happens if you're not solidified in who you are. And like I said, I've talked about this multiple times. Just bringing it up again because again, I had another dream about friendships. So I really, really pray you guys are like really hearing me when I say this. Don't let Satan send people in your life, and don't be like, oh, well, this is of God because I feel good. Now, this is like, when I was reading the Apocrypha book, it was one of the Apocrypha books. I can't remember which one. I'm so sorry, guys. I want to say Joshua. I believe it was Joshua, but I'm not sure. Most likely it was. And it was a story about how Abraham went out and he took out Isaac, okay, to go get sacrificed. Now, Sarah, she was back at home and she just felt like something ain't right. Satan appeared to her and was in a different form and was like, Abraham has killed your son. Your son is dead. So, you know, that's Satan coming with bad news. This is what he does. You know, he comes with all these bad things and things like that. But then later on, he came to her in a different form and was like, your son is alive. So you would think this is something good. This is good news. Satan came to her with this good, shiny news. And guess what? She got so happy, she died. That is how Sarah died. She died literally in her happiness because her heart, like, it was her heart was just going up and down. Okay. So, and then there's other testimonies of people who were like, Satan came to me in the form of this loving father and was like, he'll be a father to me and all these things. And so that's my point, is you can't look at situations. Remember, we walk by faith and not by sight. So you cannot look at situations and say, oh, well, you know, this is a good situation. You know, all these good things has happened to me, and just assume it's from God. So if a person comes into your life and all of a sudden, you know, all these good things are happening in your life, and you're getting money, you're going out a lot because you and your friend are having fun, and you know, you turning up and all this stuff, you're like, I'm having fun. But recognize what's going on in the background. Remember who you were before this person came into your life. And I say that because that actually happened to me maybe last year, I think. And I was at the point where I was like, God, I'm okay, I'm fine, it's just me and you. Well, I recently realized I wasn't, but I thought I was. And I do believe that Satan sent this dude in my life, and I was just like, I feel so much more connected with God. I'm posting more and I'm reading the Bible more and all this stuff. But deep down, I felt drained because I was constantly defending my views with this person. I was like, every single day we were getting into an argument. But at the same time, I was compromising because I was like, it's okay, you know, they'll come around. And then sometimes I'd be like, oh, I'll just like not talk about it as much and all this stuff. I started compromising. I started changing. And then I thought this person was sent from God because I was like, I'm reading the Bible and I'm posting. And then it hit me, Kiana, you were doing that before they came into your life. You have not grown in God at all. You actually are now at a standstill. And now, since you're compromising, you're going back down. And so I hope you guys recognize that. Don't forget who you were before people came in your life. Like I said, these people that God has confirmed to me, ever since I've been friends with these people and growing our friendship, and it's just been growing a lot more this year, is I literally do feel closer to God. I feel like I'm growing more in God. The gifts that God has shown me, I've shown that I have a gift of spreading peace and I have a gift of giving advice. And I've literally been working on that, because the people that God has confirmed to me, they're not suffering through pride and all these things that could hinder my gift, you know? Like when you give people advice, you give somebody advice that is dealing with pride, right? It's gonna like manifest and it's gonna hinder you, and you're gonna feel like, oh my gosh, am I not doing the right thing? And these people that God has sent to me, they've really helped me grow more in my gift, grow more in God. I don't feel bad as much when I, you know, how do I say this? When I isolate myself to connect with God. When I was talking to that guy in the past, I felt so bad. I was like, oh my gosh, you know, I'm not talking to him. And it was during my time with God. Why am I thinking about somebody else during the time of my God, during my time with God, right? Why am I feeling like, oh no, I need to talk to them, I feel so bad, and they're free, and then also they were like low-key making me feel bad, like, oh, you know, it's fine, I'm not doing anything, but you know, like if you want to go connect with God, it's okay. Or during Sabbath, I was like, I mean, I can talk to you, but as long as we keep it on God. And they were like, yeah, that's fine, we can talk and all that stuff. And of course they didn't keep it on God. And my friends now, when I say that, they hold me accountable. Like they barely talk to me during the times that I'm like, okay, I need to see God. And I'm like, this is great. This is great. So I hope this is making sense, guys. Really identify things. Don't just assume that everything that is good is from God, or good in your eyes is from God. And then also don't assume that everything that's bad that happens is from Satan. Because sometimes God makes things that in your eyes may look like it's bad, but God's like, no, like this is all good. It's just in your eyes, because you don't see my plan. It's going to turn out good at the end. So hopefully, you know, y'all stuck with me. Pay attention to your friendships. Ask God to reveal your friendships with you. And I'm really, really glad, because this is a great confirmation of this person. I never second guessed that they were my friend. I always knew that they were my friend. But like just having that confirmation from God, like, yeah, this is your friend, it's just like extra, like, all right, this is great. So yeah, God bless you all.